It may be a bad idea to bail out the Portuguese, but we've signed up to do it, haven't we? Didn't Alistair Darling sign on the dotted line just before he left office?
Yes, he did. But however, there's a question of legality about that fund. Without getting into the technical details, it was approved under what's called Article 122 of the Lisbon Treaty, and that was a section that was inserted into the Lisbon Treaty to deal with natural disasters or events beyond a country's control. And I don't think this is a natural disaster or an event beyond Portugal's control. Ergo, it's illegal. The UK, in my view, should refuse to contribute towards this fund and should, if necessary, challenge the legality of it.
All right, let me bring in Philip Souter here. He's Director of Business for New Europe. He joins me in the studio. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Now, we're not in the Eurozone for a very good reason. It's a dysfunctional system. Why should we help with the bailout?
Basically, it's in our interests.
Is it?
It's in our interests for the Eurozone to be stable because 40% of our exports go to the Eurozone, and that's a lot of British jobs. I mean, the alternative is it's very difficult to contemplate because the extreme alternative is a breakup of the Eurozone, and that would be an economic catastrophe. And I think that George Osborne is absolutely right to be sticking by our international obligations and maintaining the fact that we would contribute, if called upon, to the IMF and EU parts of the fund. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen because Portugal hasn't actually said what they want.
There we are, Martin. We don't like it, but through gritted teeth, we're going to have to pay up because it's in our interests. Do you agree?
I agree that we don't want the Eurozone to collapse, but this really isn't our problem. We didn't want to join it in the first place. We advised against the setting up of the Eurozone, many of us did, and we predicted exactly what would happen if you tried to shoehorn 17 different economies into one interest rate and one monetary union. The reality is this is a problem for the Eurozone countries themselves. The fund is available. They have a separate 400 billion Eurozone fund set up with great angst and pain. They should use that fund and not call on the illegal, in my view, illegal part of the fund, which is the one that Alistair Darling signed us up to.